What's up, everybody? Coach Eric Orton here for another episode of Running with Eric, and today I'm hanging out at the Jackson Hole track doing some strength drills, and more specifically doing some drills to help with my cadence. And cadence is the number of times our feet strike the ground, and kind of the number that is targeted is calculated in strikes per minute. So you're looking at either two numbers. One, a 90 foot strikes per minute if you're counting 1 foot. If you're counting both feet, it's 180 strikes per minute. And if your watch is collecting this data, you're probably looking at that 180 target. If you're counting by yourself, you can count 1 foot for 15 seconds, and you're targeting about 23 strikes per 15 seconds, and then multiplying that by 4, which is going to get you about that 90 target number per 1 leg foot strikes per minute. So cadence is key. Cadence is key for run form, for strength, and for speed. If we have speed, we look at our distance per stride and the amount of times we're striking the ground, or our cadence. And we mesh those two to get an optimal or an efficient way of improving speed. And when I see an athlete and a runner trying to improve their speed, one mistake they focus on is reaching out to gain that length in their stride versus improving their elastic energy and improving their cadence. So every time they land, their muscles spring them forward. And that's something that we can train, and we want to get away from having the mindset of reaching to get our speed, but to strike the ground and propel ourselves forward through the push-off or the takeoff in our run gait versus, again, focusing on the other leg and reaching out to gain distance per stride. So I'm going to show you a few drills that will really hone in on this, creating this elastic energy that, again, when you land, propels you forward. And it's something that you can do throughout your week as a warm-up, after your run. There's many purposes of strength and speed, but again, today we're talking about cadence. Another mistake I see people make in trying to improve their cadence, which again, the importance of cadence is that we don't want to spend a lot of time on each foot when we run. The more time we spend on each foot, the more time we're not moving forward. So we want to land and get off of it, so we're not spending a lot of time on each foot, where injuries can happen, or basically you're just spending more time not going forward. So again, a mistake I see people make is they keep their leg or their knee too bent as they run, and they're not getting hip and leg extension as they propel themselves forward or provide that force into the ground. So these drills will help you extend at the hip and really extend with the whole leg, which again creates that elastic energy, but also helps your legs fire quicker, so you're able to propel and get off those feet much quicker, ultimately improving your cadence. So try these. It takes a little time, but again, this is a great warm-up, great for strength training. If you don't get in the gym much, these are great exercises just to do for strength running, what I call strength running. So many purposes for these, but again, if you're kind of finding it difficult to improve your cadence, and that's something that you want to target this year as a goal, these will really help, and just help you run faster. So check these out, and hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have questions in the bottom, and again, hit it, and we'll see you next time. Over and out.
This is a very simple drill. Just focus on quick cadence, quick feet, and syncing your arms with your legs. So you can see how I'm driving the elbow back, but nice quick cadence. And then as we go into slow motion, you can see my foot strikes underneath me, and our skipping step is very short. So again, find a balance between good knee drive and short, quick cadence. Driving the elbow back, everything's in sync with each other. Not looking for height, just nice and quick. Back to normal speed, nice quick feet. Should feel good. With this drill, we're looking to skip for height or with explosion and extending that leg. Again, notice I'm in sync with my arms and my legs, exploding and trying to get as high as possible. Not for distance, but for height. Here we go, slow motion. Notice my skipping leg, get that extension right there. Also notice how I keep my heel tucked under my hamstring. I'm not looking to reach out. Keep it there, and then I just strike the ground underneath me. Notice how I drive the elbow back. Arms are in sync with my legs. And I extend and get that leg extension. And then back to full speed again. Again, heels under the hamstring. I'm not reaching out as I skip. Keeping the foot under the hamstring. There you have it. With this drill, we're skipping for distance, so I'm trying to cover as much distance per stride as possible with my skip. And when we go to the slow motion, notice how I take off with my right and land on my right. That's the key. Take off with my left, land on my left. And I'm landing underneath me. I'm not reaching out in front. See, I land, take off, and I land underneath my body. Take off and land on the same foot, getting good leg extension. Back to normal speed. Again, I'm driving my elbows back, arms and legs are in sync. Okay, this is a drill that looks very simple, and it is, but it can create a very neuromuscular challenge for a lot of folks. So right here, it's the one leg knee drive. With this, there's two parts. This first part, I'm focusing on driving my knee up as quickly and as forcefully as I can, and just setting it back down to the ground. Here we go, slow motion. So again, driving that knee up quickly. A lot of my drills are done quickly. Boom, right there, driving it up. We want it done quickly so we get the strength and neuromuscular adaptation we're looking for. And notice again, with all the drills, I'm trying to sequence my arms. So I'm driving my elbow back. What goes back must go forward in running. So driving it up, driving that knee up. And here it is, fast motion again. Again, this is a great core workout too. We all focus on all the crunches, but a lot of times we need to learn to fire our stomach and our core while we're doing something. That's very different than just pure strength. So here's part two. Now I'm stomping into the ground rather than driving my knee up. So it still looks somewhat similar, but again, the mindset shifts. I'm stomping into the ground. I'm still lifting the knee up. Here's slow motion, so stomp into the ground. Stomp into the ground. So it's just opposite of what we just did. The knee still goes up, but my mindset is changed to stomping into the ground forcefully. And the other leg just kind of goes along for the ride, stomping into the ground. And again, it's all about that right leg or the one leg that you're working on. The other leg really just kind of, again, just kind of walks along with it. And here we go, fast motion one more time. So stomping into the ground. Notice my arms, all good core work. Give it a whirl. This drill seems very simple, but can be very challenging for runners. It's the ankle jumps, and I'm jumping from my ankles with very little knee engagement, or trying not to jump too much with my knees. So here we go, real slow motion. Again, notice how I'm trying to get all my height with my ankles, but what's deceiving is that I'm trying to do this as quick as possible, so it's actually the eccentric landing right there, that's causing energy to be stored in my calves that are helping me spring up into the air. So I'm not focusing on pushing off with my ankles, as more so that I'm just thinking about trying to jump as high as I can, as quickly as I can without bending my legs or at the knees. So again, I'm not trying to push off. It just looks that way because of the elastic energy that's stored in my calves and why our calves are so important for running. So this will really help your cadence for those people who are challenged with having maybe a slower cadence. This is going to be super helpful. And just pretend that you're a pogo stick and you're trying to pogo up in the air. And as we increase the speed of the film, you'll get that sensation of a pogo stick. And again, I'm trying to be as quick as possible, jumping from my ankles or the stored energy in my calves. So give it a try. Okay, this is the one leg forward hop. Simply I'm taking off from my right and landing on my right, hopping on the same foot. I'm finding a good balance of distance so I maintain my balance. So take off from the right, land on the right. Again, my distance is allowing me to maintain my balance, not having to hop on that leg to maintain my balance. So I take off and land underneath me. So find a good distance that's allowing you to land on that leg and then take off from it. This is a great exercise to help train your transition from landing and taking off while you run, ultimately helping your cadence. Okay, here's a very advanced drill, so I would suggest working on some of the easier drills before you do this one leg high hop. We are hopping on one leg, trying to jump as high as we can on that one leg and landing on the same leg. So as we come up, we're going to go slow motion here so you can really see it. So I'm taking off with my right, landing on my right. And the key is to try through time to jump as high as possible on that same leg. And you notice I have a couple skips in between each high hop. That's me trying to keep my balance because I'm trying to jump as high as possible. If I wasn't trying to jump as high as possible, I might be able to eliminate those small little hops, but I'm defeating the purpose of the drill. So again, even slower here, I'm taking off with my right, pulling that knee, that heel right up as high as possible underneath me and then landing underneath me again. Again, those little stability hops there to maintain my balance. Collect myself, and then I'm going to hop as high as possible again. And again, we're doing several of these high hops on one leg before you switch. You're not alternating legs. So do maybe 3, 4, 5 hops on one leg. Again, they're very challenging. And then get a little rest and then go to the other side. And again, you're looking to jump as high as possible on that one leg. Super challenging, but super, super good for run form, cadence, everything for speed, for strength. Really, really good exercise here. See it as strength training. So again, we're going to go back to full speed here in a second, and you'll see full speed. Here we go. Boom. So I can kind of get into a groove of maybe 3 hops and then a high hop. So give it a try. Work up to it again. Do the easier drills first.